Hello, my friends. Welcome to my Friday YouTube Live. Happy Friday. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we are making this beautiful Mother's Day card. I love this card so much, not only for the sentiment, but for the beautiful flowers. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in one second, but first, we are in the final days of the last chance product sale event, whatever you want to call it. We are in the final days. This ends Monday, May 1st at 11:59 Mountain Time, 2 a.m. ish Eastern. If you're in the Eastern time zone like me, what that is you get an amazing deal, up to 60% off on some of the retiring products. And some of them are just retiring, like the paper we're using today, the Fancy Flora Designer Series paper. Let me show you this paper. This is a 6x6 paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is the one we're going to be using for today's card. I love it so much. I've gone through a lot. I'll show you the other side in 1 minute. But I've gone through a lot of this paper. There are so many. I think there are 12 different designs in this paper. It looks textured. It's just stunning. That would be a great one for a Mother's Day card too. And it includes Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Night of Navy, Orchid Oasis, Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, Soft Suede, and Soft Succulent as the colors. Let me show you the other side of this paper. I love this one too. And this one. I love them all. This is probably my favorite suite ever in a very long time from Stampin' Up. Like, I love a lot of Stampin' Up products, but like the whole suite that speaks to me is a rare thing to happen. And Fancy Flora was one of those. The Milky Dots that are a part of the suite did sell out quickly. So you cannot buy the whole suite with one item number, but you can get everything else. There is an embossing folder, the two-tone Flora bundle, which will be using today. I can't speak today. Also, the Something Fancy bundle, which is all sentiment and label dies. That'll all be carrying over into the new catalog, which I'm very excited about, but not as a bundle. So if you want to get the two-toned Flora stamp set and the two-tone Flora dies, which are these, I'm missing some because we're going to be using them, and that big beautiful die as a bundle and save 10%, you need to do it before Monday night because they will be sold, but they will be sold separately. Okay, so let's get in to making our card. I know a lot of you, the first question you're going to ask is, where did this sentiment come from? So I'm going to show you that first. It comes from the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. Sadly, this stamp set is retired, but I'm sure you could find it on resale sites. There are some groups on Facebook that sell Stampin' Up! Products, retired Stampin' Up! Products. And we're using the God Made You My Mother, Love Made You My Friend stamp, and then Happy Mother's Day for the inside. I want to show you that because there's great sentiments here for women. I just love that stamp set, and it's probably one I'll never get rid of. Okay, so let's start with our stamping. So again, I'm using two-tone Flora. We're going to be using these flowers here. So pick it up so I can show you. These flowers here and these ones, as well as the leaves here and these beautiful stems. And you know what? I'll have to do it at the end of the video, but I forgot about our giveaway. I did draw a winner. I just forgot to announce our winner, but I will do a giveaway at the end of the live. Hopefully I remember. I'm really going to try. So I'm going to mount these on some D blocks. I'm going to move our card up here to the side. Oh, and the host code is going away. This is actually ending Sunday night. So if you want 4 free card tutorials with every order, or our special mystery gift for the month of April, and it's really good and it's coming on Monday and I can't wait. But if you want that, use the host code when you shop my online store. So we have 3 colors here. I have Evening Evergreen, Petal Pink, and Calypso Coral. Let's start with our Calypso Coral. This is a 2-step stamp set, meaning 2 stamps create 1 image. So I need my scrap paper too, because I've been trying to preserve some of my grid paper. I'm frugal, and I don't like throwing away grid paper with 1 ink stain on it. So I've been kind of cutting it down and using it. So I'm inking up the more solid stamp in Calypso Coral, and this one I will call the detailed stamp. So your solid stamp gets inked up first, and then you stamp onto your scrap paper and then onto your cardstock. And it looks like that. And now we're going to ink up our more detailed stamp in Calypso Coral. And what I like to do is line up the middle. So you'll see these little dots here in the middle. I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera and line it up. I really have to be like right over it to look. Hello, Christine. So that's how I do it. I just line up the middles and you can see pretty perfect. I did that one pretty good. So we only need one of those. I'm going to clean off the stamps. Christine says she loves the sweet. I'm telling you, it is probably one of my all-time favorite sweets. I'm really excited for the new catalog though too. There are good ones in there. I'm going to put these back. So we only need one of each flower. And then I'm going to grab my other flowers here, and the same concept with these. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in Petal Pink. So I'm going to ink up the solid stamp first. Stamp onto my scrap paper. Let's get that little whatever that was off my cardstock. Stamp onto my cardstock. Now that's going to be hard to see. I know it's Petal Pink. It's really light. But once I put the detail on, hopefully you can see it. And I'm just going to try this one for me, even without a camera in my way. It was a little bit harder to line up. The center is a little bit harder to see with the lighter color, but I think it's okay. I'm okay with that. So now we're going to ink up an Evening Evergreen, and we're going to do that for our sentiment, we got two little leafy things and a little leaf there. I call them little spriggy leafy things. I don't know, ferns. I don't know what they're called. I like to garden, but I'm not a plant expert. I don't know what Flora is called. I guess it's Flora. Leafy Flora pieces. So I use this stamp here and this one. I'm going to throw this guy on a block. I have my other one all ready to go. Use our Evening Evergreen. I don't need the scrap paper. Oh, yes, I do. For the inside of our card. I'm going to stamp two of these, and no stamping off for this one. I'm just going to full color Evening Evergreen, which is a retiring color. This is one of our in colors. It is retiring. The ink pad is still available. The cardstock pack is not, but you can get the Evening Evergreen cardstock in the multi-pack, which has polished pink, soft succulent, pale papaya, and fresh freesia all combined. That is still available somehow. I don't know. I can't believe some of this stuff is still available. Like this paper not sold out. Not that I want it to be. I mean, I want you guys to get it. It's just, it's so good. I'm surprised. I'll put these away quick, and then we can stamp our, oh, I don't want to put that away. I want to do the inside of the card. Come on, Sarah. So I'm going to grab two stamps from this Retired Strong and Beautiful stamp. I'm going to grab Happy Mother's Day and God Made You My Mother, Love Made You My Friend. And I have a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. I'll show you those. They're kind of buried under all my stuff over here. I used the second largest circle. So there's this really big one. I used the second largest. These are the Stylish Shapes dies. These are also, carrying over into the new catalog, which thank goodness, because layering circles retired and that's kind of ruining me. But Stylish Shapes is staying. So yay for Stylish Shapes. So I'm going to stamp our main sentiment on our circle here. And then I have a piece of basic white for the inside of our card. All the measurements, everything you need, the supply list, everything is on my blog, which is linked in the description of this video. I'm going to grab the Evening Evergreen again. Put this one on an H block. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to go over to like the right hand side. I don't want it right in the center of this circle. I'm going to kind of come over this way a little bit because our flower is going to go around the edge there, as you can see on our sample card. So I want it kind of offset a little bit. Then we'll grab our inside piece and my scrap paper, and we'll do our leaves first. So, oops. So when that happens, I don't have time to run to the sink. I'm just going to take a little bit of hand sanitizer, like a little bit. I'm just going to rub the back of that stamp because what happened was my stamp needs to be cleaned and I need to just wash it with a little bit of dish soap and warm water, but now it's sticking perfectly to my block, as is something else. But we're just going to stamp the corners of our inside panel, just like that. And then we can take the inside, get rid of this scrap paper, take the inside. I like to line it up with my grid paper. Make sure the sentiment is right side up. Make sure I got good and inky stamp here. And just like that, that is our inside. So we can go ahead and put that together, but I think I'm going to die cut first. So let me clean my stamps again. By the way, this is a Stampin' Scrub. I love it. I'm just going to spray this with a little more Stampin' Mist. It's an easy way to clean your stamps super quick. Sometimes the photopolymer stamps just need a little bit of a bath in warm water with a little tiny drop of dish soap. Don't ever do that to your cling stamps because the cling part, this is the cling stamp, so the cling part will not be sticky anymore if you put a ton of water on it. So don't do that. And I don't recommend the hand sanitizer thing all the time because it can damage your stamp if you do it constantly, but in a pinch, it works. So now I'm going to grab the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, that big die I showed you from the two-tone Flora's dies, this one here, and grab it and show you, does not fit in this. It is too large. It will not go through. So if you want to use all the dies in here, you'll need the standard size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But for the flowers, you can use the mini. So I have my platform number 1, my very mucky cutting plate, and then we will put down our cardstock, which barely fits in there. And then we'll grab our flowers. And that one goes like that. I'm going to try to get this to go in as few trips as possible. Normally, to save time, I do this ahead of time, but I thought I would show you guys die cutting. That one goes like that. And then we need our spriggy leafy piece. And if you want these to stick down better, you can use a piece of washi tape or a Post-it note. I'm going to just live on a prayer today, see how it works without anything. Unless I move it like violently, and then we will have to readjust and I might put something down. That looks okay. Hopefully it works. Because my cardstock is just a tad bit long. I really don't want to run over to my large machine. I'm going to do the flowers here in a minute. Because it wasn't on the plate all the way, so it wasn't going to cut out, oh my goodness, the whole thing. This is why I never do this live. But I did have some messages asking me to show die cutting. Here it is. And usually for me, with my standard machine, it's really not as frustrating as it seems right now. But of course, because I'm live, it's a little bit frustrating. So my leaves here got a little messed up, but that's okay. They're just background pieces anyway, so I'm really not too concerned with it. I'm going to run this back through, cut our other leafy piece, and then we'll do our flowers. That's the one I'm concerned about. I want the flowers to be, whoops, as perfect as possible. My tablet fell over. That is how I'm seeing your comments. If you're watching, go ahead and say hi. I love hearing from you guys. Plus, comments left on this video will get entered into our giveaway, which I will do at the end of the video. All right, so now I'm just going to rip this, throw that away. and put this more in the center. Like that. And then we put our cutting plate back onto, oh my goodness. When I'm all alone in my craft room, I never have this kind of problem with dies moving around. Of course, because I'm YouTube Live, let's have problems. There, that worked. All right. So now our flowers are all nice and cut out. We can assemble our card. Let me move my machine and my dies and show you how easy this card comes together once you have all your pieces. So these are all the pieces we're going to need for our card. Again, all the measurements for the card are on my blog, linked in the description there. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal and also my liquid glue. We're going to put our panel here on first, and I'm going to use liquid glue for that because this is just as wide as the cardstock, the designer series paper is. So I kind of want to get it pretty close to perfect. I'm running out of liquid glue. Carefully pick that up. And it really doesn't matter which way the design goes, however you like it, and see how that's just as wide. So before I smush it all down, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the back to make sure there's no overhang. Looks pretty good to me. So now I can push it down. Then we can take some seal, put that on the back, put it onto our petal pink card base. And then this is the other side of that designer series paper. And put that on a petal pink panel. Say that 5 times fast. A petal pink panel. And then we're going to take some more seal and put that kind of to the left of the card. Then I'll grab a few Stampin' Dimensionals for our sentiment. I like to put this down first and then kind of lay out my pieces. I'll show you what I mean here in 1 second. Backings off of those. And I just had it kind of overlapped and down a little bit. Now we can take, there are some little pieces in here, but it looks like they came out, which is good. That's what we want. I'm going to take a few glue dots, which I forgot to add to the supply list, but you could also use liquid glue or seal, whatever you have handy. And I just kind of slide it underneath the sentiment just so I know it's not going to overhang on the card. Because if you put these on first, like put them on the sentiment, they might overhang on your card. And if you go to mail it might be too big. That works. And now let's lay out where that's going to go. It's going to have to go over a little, just like that. And we'll take our leaf and a glue dot. And poke that out of the back of this flower here. And then some more dimensionals. Just one and another one because I didn't want to put too much adhesive on these. Plus it also kind of, it can mess with your postage if it's too high up. So I only put one on each flower. Don't want to cover up the sentiment, but I'm trying to not go down too low because that's where our card ends and want it to fit in the envelope. So now we can put our inside piece in and not stick it to my fingers. I'm just going to grab my bone folder and burnish that edge out. That just gives a nice crisp closed so it doesn't pop up at you. It stays closed. We're not done yet though. I want to add a few of these iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I need to cut a little bit of this putty off so it's sticky. And I'm just going to use the small ones here. There's 3 of them, kind of random. Around our card, and that is our card. And I pretty much made the same card twice, which I like never do. So yay me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like more Mother's Day crafts, check out my blog, sassypapercrafts.com. You will find all the details for this card, plus I think 3 other projects that I've made this week, 2 or 3, I don't know, however many projects. You can also go to sassypapercrafts.com and search Mother's Day. I do have a search bar on the website. You can search Mother's Day, and all kinds of projects that I've done for Mother's Day will come up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel to get more videos from me. I post every Monday, although this Monday I will not be having a video. It will be on Tuesday. And the winner of last week's, what was it? It's over here, sorry. Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. The winner of this sold out Celebration Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper was Shirley Stout. Shirley left a comment on last week's video, and she wins the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. This week's prize is the Elegant Faceted Gems. I love these gems. There is petal pink in there. Look, that would be pretty on that card too. So if you want to win the Elegant Faceted Gems, leave a comment on this video and I will draw a winner for this one. I am live next Friday. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to get crafty. I will see you all next Friday right back here on my YouTube channel. I hope you have a great weekend and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.